yeah, Veronica Mars, I'm watching you. Private eye.
Hello and welcome to your podcast, Veronica Mars. I am Joe.
And I'm Travis, and I have paper notes today.
Paper notes, wow.
It was
so ancient.
I was watching this episode at work, and I was on my phone, so I used paper notes.
God. Such a good use of
government money.
Canada's taxes at work here. This is what's
just the city, just a single city. It's fine. They're the richest city in BC. They're funding the this podcast secretly. They're
just
funding
don't
the
know
season
about
4 of your podcast, Veronica Mars.
See, the fans thought they did it, but no, it was actually Canada. Canada stepped in
it's good old Burnaby, British Columbia.
Decided to fund it. Thanks, Burnaby. So yeah, we are in the final 8. We're at season 4 finally.
It is so weird.
It feels like
watching this episode
2 years ago.
Fuck, we are almost done.
I know. It was like 2 years ago almost that this aired. I'm just realizing, like, it was like 2 years ago. Yeah, 2019. Yeah, because nothing happened in 2020. I tell you what, like,
I'm like, I feel like we didn't get this very fast. I'm like, we took some breaks. We took some very COVID breaks.
Oh yeah, very much needed breaks. Cause so let's get down into it. Funny fun fact. Since this was pretty much released on like Hulu all at once and like everything like that.
Does it not have iTunes episode descriptions? Or are they all the same?
No, they do. All through all platforms is the same episode description. Like through IMDb, through iTunes, through Hulu. So this is what the internet has to say about Veronica Mars season 4, episode 1.
It's the end of iTunes golden episode descriptions. R.I.P. iTunes. You did us well. You did us well.
They can't phone it in. They can't phone it in with their one sentence fucking descriptions. Okay, so the internet says, panic spreads through Neptune when a bomb goes off during spring break. Veronica and Keith are hired by the wealthy family of one victim injured in the bombing to find out who is responsible. So that happens at the very end.
I feel like it's like the season description, not so much the episode description.
A little bit. But I feel like also it's right. Like, honestly, like, okay, so I liked the episode, but like, not much really happens in the episode.
I will say I liked it a lot more the first time around, but it's also because we were fresher into the podcast. I feel, not that I'm Veronica Mars out a little bit, but I didn't have that like that space. We're like, it's very close to the movie. There was that like 5-year gap or whatever.
The 6-year gap, yeah.
Yeah. There was like a week gap.
No, sir. Actually, I was just checking the log, and the last time we were on Skype together was 10 days ago? No.
Okay, like sorry. It was
2 weeks ago.
It was a 2-week gap. I'm sorry. That changes things.
No. That we didn't even record the last time we were on Skype. We just talked for like ever. We didn't even record, so it's been like 3 weeks. We killed our being ahead of the game on the podcast. This is being recorded the week before. You know what?
Now. I needed a little bit of me time after season 3 in the movie.
Sir. So let's get down into it so that we can get into it. I love the opening scene with Veronica and Eliza Coupe.
Carson
with a Y. Carson with a Y.
Yes.
Because of course.
Love Eliza Coupe. She was my favorite character on Happy Endings. Or second. What's her name was my favorite? Penny. Because
Penny?
obviously, sorry.
Of course. I mean, it's Penny.
Penny.
She's amazing. She's just... God, Happy Endings was a show that really needs to... If any show should come back, it's fucking Happy Endings. And Don't Trust the Bee. Both at once.
You know what?
Anyway,
just make it one show. Don't Trust the Happy Endings. I'm happy. I feel like they both took place in... Actually, no, I don't think Happy Endings was in New York. I think it was in LA.
Don't Trust the Happy Endings in Apartment 23.
Ew, that sounds like a very different kind of...
This is a wildly different show.
I love Smashy Veronica.
Oh my god, the fact that, like, when she breaks the clock, and she's like, oh no, never mind. Carson's just like, please stop breaking my things.
I mean, whatever.
Then, okay, so she could afford it.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Easily. But, like, Veronica didn't need to break that picture frame. Like,
oh my god,
that's not even how to get into the picture frame.
Picture frames are meant to open. Like, to open up a picture frame, you don't, like, okay, well, to get the picture out, I need to smash it.
Oh my god. She would. So what did you... Okay, so with the opening credits...
Oh, before we get to that, I just want to say, I'm going to bring one thing up about Carson, and this is probably going to piss you off, and I think I brought it up in the season 4 overview. Imagine if it was Madison. Just imagine it was Madison.
I know, but at the same time, would she call Veronica? I think we talked about this too would she call Veronica?
I think, because you know what? Madison at the end of it hates Veronica, but knows fucking Veronica knows how to get shit done.
And she can, like, kind of throw her money around at Veronica, which, you know, she would love. She would love to do that. She'd be like, how much? Oh, God. Saying. And that was, like, perfect. That Veronica was like, oh, yeah, actually, it was per hour, not day.
Imagine Amanda Norris in that amazing bikini. Ugh.
Oh, if they had, like, this little, like, back and forth throughout the season where she, like, keeps calling her to help her with, like, it's Dick that's her ex-husband.
Yes.
That, like, they keep, like, fucking with each other. Oh, God, that would have been perfect.
I would say, I wish Carson popped back up, because I actually really enjoyed her character. And her and Kristen Bell, I need them to work on something together, because they play off each other very well.
It would have been really fun if, like, I don't know, episode 6 or 7, she comes back. She's like, yeah, so this didn't work, and I need my money back, or you need to help me some more. That would have been so much fun.
Okay, so about opening credits. I
love...
Oh, okay.
I don't think you think this is going to go where you think it is. I love the aesthetic of the credits, but the song does not fit those aesthetics.
I like the aesthetic.
I think upbeatedness of it doesn't fit.
I don't like the spinning heads. I don't care for that. And
it's
also not a very flattering Jason Doring. He's not very flattering in the opening credits.
They could have chosen, but they don't, like, often give him the best, like, promo stuff.
Also,
like, it's sad, because I'm like,
that,
you have this very guy.
I don't like that it's not an Enrico Caliente as Keith Mars. There's something really about that hurts me.
It really should, I mean...
But I love the colors. Like, I love what they're trying to do with it. I just don't think it works. Because I like the pink and the blue, and I like how that was part of the marketing campaign, worked really well. I don't know why it didn't carry over on the DVD box set, and that's a part of the reason I don't want the DVD box set. Also the fact that it's called Season 1 of Veronica Mars. No, thank you.
Infuriating.
But then it's also kind of annoying because it kind of, like, matches the other seasons, so it's like they're trying to make it match, but...
I know! But also, it's different, and it's just like, fuck off. Like,
the song is...
was in charge of that?
Cover. You know, the song's a nice cover.
It's a nice cover.
I just like it. No, it's not that I don't like it. I don't like it for this.
With... Yes, exactly that. It doesn't fit. Like, it's too upbeat. It needed to be moodier.
I think it's too mellow. It's too, like... It's very, like... It feels very... It reminds me a lot of the Grey's Anatomy opening credit. It's like that very, like... It feels very soap
Cozy in the
opera. It doesn't
Rocket?
feel like what Veronica Mars is. Also, like, I love Grey's Anatomy's opening credits. It's a shame they got rid of them because the cast got too big, and those would have been long ass credits.
God, when did they get rid of it? Like season 3?
Yeah.
4?
Dude.
Sap's Cozy in the Rocket. Yeah. That was like,
I know.
so perfect. So perfect.
Yeah, it just doesn't.
So let's talk about this cussing thing.
I don't. I mean, I think it's cute and I like it, except for the fact that
I don't
like it because I know why they're doing it. It's not organic.
And they're also overdoing it, and it's like
They are overdoing
okay, we
it.
get it. And like I don't know. I feel like this is usually something where I would be like, oh, it's cute, whatever. But I'm just like, it's whatever. Like, I
also,
guess this is.
I don't. Okay, whatever. I swear, like, fucking every day. As adults, it doesn't matter. If this would have been this would have been funnier and cuter if this was like season 1 Veronica and she was still in high school, and her dad's like, "You're 16. Stop swearing like a sailor." Veronica's fucking 30, or yeah, she'd be 30, whatever. And yeah, she's gone through some shit.
Like,
let her say fuck.
Right? Like, I get that they're trying to make it, like, match with 1 through 3 in terms of, like, writing, whatever. But we get a severed head.
We get a
in this episode.
We get a severed head in this episode. So also we get a very, like, risque sex scene. So I don't know where their balance is here.
Okay, good, because you brought that up. I wanted to talk about why did we have to almost see Kristen Bell's boobs? Why? Like, it was like a centimeter off from like seeing
she has
Ariola.
boobs.
Like, yeah, but like I don't know. It felt very like, look what we can do now.
This is
and
also
it's like,
true. Look,
okay.
yeah, we can have boob, but we can't have swearing. Also, I feel
why
like
couldn't I see Jason Dohring's ass then?
We already discussed he doesn't have an ass.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that when we get to that scene.
Yeah,
well, then I want to see his dick.
I don't understand why we didn't have swearing, because I feel like Hulu shows have swearing.
Yes, undoubtedly.
And like, I don't watch a lot of Hulu shows.
Weird
because they're not in Canada, because Hulu has decided not to be Canadian.
I don't even know what shows are Hulu shows. That one, the Handmaid's Tale. I've never seen that, but I know that's a Hulu show.
I know Veronica Mars is a Hulu show.
I know Veronica Mars.
Because everyone was really like angry when it went to Hulu, because it was like, Hulu's only in America, so
cutting out. But Much grabbed it, so Canada has
Crave grabbed it.
Oh. Not Much, yeah, Crave. Sorry.
Didn't it come
My
to like,
bad.
the UK
I don't know your
like
Canadian fake stations. Oh god, it was. I don't think it was like a year later, but it was like later.
And that's a sucky.
It was just sucked.
And I guess we didn't really talk about it, but I mean, I have in my notes like let's talk about season 4 before we dive into it. But it was very interesting how it was so. I don't even want to say there was a big splash, because it was only really a big splash because I have a lot of Veronica Mars on my feed. But like, a lot of people didn't really care. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think it made a lot of buzz.
Well, and also it got spoiled like through a publication, so they had to release it like a week early and then pretend it was because it was Kristen Bell's birthday, and that kind of like just
I didn't know that
screwed up everything. I think it was Vanity Fair. They had a article ready to go about like Logan's death, and they published it like a week early. Oh. So they just they deleted the article right away because they didn't mean for it to go out, but like damage was done, so they just released the season a week early.
All I remember about Veronica Mars season 4 is Joe and I were invited to LA, and I unfortunately could not go. No, San Diego? Where was it? San Diego? LA?
LA.
Yeah.
LA.
And it was like basically like the night, but a couple nights beforehand.
Yes.
And Joe got to go and like meet everybody, and I was stuck in Vancouver.
Oh.
And it was like It sucks. It was so sucky, but it was so cool for him.
It was. I never expected that.
Because did the season get released while you were there, or like it's supposed to be released?
The date? Okay, yeah. So the day before, and I was going to this event, and I'm like, great, everyone's gonna have seen this, and I'm gonna try not to get spoiled. So I had to watch this in like, I don't even know how, and then like fly out the next morning, and then like I didn't even finish it that night because I had to go to bed so I could wake up enough time to go to the airport to get there. And like I finished the last 2 episodes in my hotel room in LA, like on my phone. Like,
because I remember Joe was like texting me, and I'm like, I'm on episode 2, dude. You gotta like give me some time.
Oh god, it was yeah, that was a little wild. And then they like one of the big things about like the event was that they were going to show the premiere,
right.
And you were going to be able to see the premiere a week ahead of time, and already saw
did they still show the premiere?
They sure did.
That's awkward.
It was just like, okay. But I mean, everyone, like, the cast and crew, like the writers and all that, they knew about it. So
I
like
just
they were kind of talking to the fans
like,
about it.
We need business cards. So I had to whip up some business cards in like an hour for Joe to get printed.
And then I had to run to Staples here and get them. Oh god. Before I went to the airport, it was a mess that we made work. So that was cool.
Okay, back to Veronica Mars season 4, episode 1.
I liked the scene with Veronica and Keith back at the office, and her like celebrating her $6,000 with him.
Her very
and
like
him not being a
sketchy $6,000.
Yes.
Well, I loved. It's not my favorite quote, but I loved the. What is it? We got mad, got even, we scissored, and I thought that was a great line.
That's part of my favorite quotes, so I won't just keep it in. It's fine. It is great. Like it feels really classic Veronica and Keith, and I love that they gave us that right off the bat.
Well, I enjoy how like Keith, I don't know, Keith is very much like, if I was emasculated, I would have killed myself long ago. Right. Long ago, Veronica.
Do you not know you? Like,
like, and then Veronica's like, what's a cassette tape?
I hate you. This is just so cute. I love it.
What I don't like, though, is how hard they're pushing that Keith is old and, like, dying. Because this is one of my big issues with the season. It feels like a bait and switch, because you assume Keith is going to die.
Well, okay, so we talked about this before season 4 was even came out. Like, once the trailer hit, I was like, oh, Logan's going to die. You're like, they won't do that. And I'm like, well, they're trying to like trick us with Keith. And the only reason why it wasn't even the trailer was that Rob Thomas said something about like earth-shattering something happening. And I'm like, well, that's the death of Keith the Logan. And they're not going to like show us Keith dying in the trailer. So I'm like, well, he's going to kill Logan. And
sure honestly, enough,
that prediction was right.
After watching the Veronica Mars movie, you'd never think it was coming.
But also, like, Rob has always wanted to like off Logan in some dramatic way, but he never could because of the network and then the movie. He can't do that in a fan-funded film. So once he got it back, he's like, look what I'm gonna build.
Oh my god, I still think that would have been amazing if Logan died in the movie. People would like go to GoFundMe and like, I want a refund. I want my money back. Funding this project.
Listen, Kickstarter, I don't care what your policy is. I want my $2. I want my $2
back. I still don't like so I don't like that Keith is like alone and his only companion seems to be his daughter. It's very sad.
It is very sad. And then like the whole scene with like him and we'll get into it, but Veronica going back home and then seeing Logan's bag and the daddy's home. Oh my god. I still love it as much as the first time I saw it, and it's just so good. I vaguely remember you not liking the beach scene.
I like
Initially?
it. It just their banter goes on for too long. It stops being funny.
I don't think it goes on long enough. I could have done another
it stops
5 to 10
funny.
minutes.
It stops getting funny after that. Like,
what did I tell you about talking?
Yeah, I don't. It went on for too long, and
It's just so good.
But I love that Jason Doring got his like James Bond moment. Is very James Bondy. Like that's exactly what they're going for. The blue trunks.
It was.
I
James
honestly
Bondy,
don't believe
water.
Veronica would ever want to live on a beachfront property ever. So that threw me out of it.
That was a little wild. Yeah. I mean, I guess it's also to like save money and like make money during spring break. Maybe it's not like a busy beach other than that, because then I could see her.
I don't see any
like, kind of living there.
I don't see living on any beachfront being cheap.
Fair. But I think that's I don't know. I don't want to get into real estate and all.
So
I don't care now.
We also talked about this in the season 4 overview. I apologize if there's overlap because there's obviously going to have to be.
Oh, there's going to be. We also recorded that like 2 years ago.
I don't like how all of a sudden Neptune is a spring break town because that's never been established ever. And it feels very out of like left fields.
I think the more it transforms into a tourist town, though, that's kind of part of it too, is like Neptune has changed and become this like just a tourist haven because that's what like the rich people are trying to do with it.
So this is my problem with that. I feel like cities that are tourist destinations are not wealthy cities because they make all their money in one go. So for the rest of the year, they're kind of holding on. I feel like what Neptune with the nuts want it to be is not a tourist town. And I guess that's kind of the whole point. Because if you're a rich, wealthy town, you don't want tourists. That's why places like
that's fair.
Like Aspen have like been destroyed basically once they kind of got what's the film festival? Oh my god,
Toronto.
No.
Sundance.
Is it whatever?
I don't know where that takes place.
Whatever film festival, it's wrecked that area, and even here, like Whistler, like Whistler is such a tourist town, pretty. But like the rest of the year,
I've tourists there.
It's hard, like, so I don't. It's such a weird. I don't think they go too much into like what they're trying to do. This season's kind of all over the place. I don't think there's a clear message of what's supposed to be happening. And I just don't, the spring break thing, it didn't jive with me. I don't really care that all these teenagers are brought into the bunch. I don't know. That's just me as an old man complaining.
Well, I honestly, once it got to like just before the bombing, when they were like setting up all those scenes with the kids, zoned out a little bit. I just stopped totally taking notes.
I have very little notes for that too, because I'm like, I don't care about any of these characters at all. I don't, as an adult, I don't like shows about teenagers. Like, I'm hit or miss. I'm very hit or miss.
Yeah.
And these teenagers, I did not care for.
Like, I think as a kid, as a younger adult, I would have like, what was that one? Was it Winx? I think it was.
I mean, I liked Winx.
Batshit crazy.
And Sabrina.
But like, I think I would have like
Sabrina.
liked it. Was it that? Was it Winx? I'm trying to remember if that was. Yeah, because that was the show you told me like you need to watch, and then I started watching it, and then like it was I don't know, I had to stop watching for the day or whatever, and because I binged like the first 4 or 5 episodes out of the 6. And then I just never picked it back
fair.
up.
Well, it's so weird. I don't know why season 4 has a teen focus. Not that it has a huge teen focus to it, but all its audience is now past that. And I don't see this as a show that's going to be like bringing in new teen viewers. I just feel very much like they should have focused. But I just want more adult stories.
I don't think they focus on any of those teens though. It's kind of more of like a just another thread in the mystery.
I mean,
type of situation.
I'm just saying.
Like,
I don't like Maddie, and Maddie's
all.
a main character this season, basically. So we didn't need her.
So I guess I'll save it for the end. So let's talk about a marriage proposal that was
I get where Veronica's
kind
coming
of done.
from. I understand why Veronica doesn't want to get married, because every married person she's ever interacted with has been just awful. She grew up pretty much in an awful, like, she wasn't in the awful marriage. Her parents were in an awful marriage. And then she spent most of her teens, like, catching cheating spouses.
Repeatedly. I think like it definitely tracks. It would have been because my one thing going into this was like the one thing I do not want is them to end up getting married. The only way I kind of met in the middle is that was Logan died shortly after. But like that was my big thing was like unless Veronica has like somehow entered therapy, no, like it just wouldn't make sense for her to want to get even it being Logan. There's no way she would want to get married. So I'm very glad
Veronica would have got married.
It wasn't just like
I strongly believe Veronica would have got married to Duncan, but I think that's the only time she would have like really gotten married because I think it would have been different with Duncan.
It would have been, and I also think her life would have shifted differently with Duncan if also all the events
she
that
wanted
led
that
to Duncan leaving
money.
didn't happen.
She wanted to get in there.
Oh shit! Because she knows the Eccles. I mean, obviously the Eccles money has run dry. Kane money, not running dry.
I assume whatever money was left, Trina has squandered.
That connects to her bank account and her bank account alone.
Yeah. Let's just say all those royalty checks get spent real quick.
The fucking $22 royalty.
I mean, Aaron was a big star. He would have actually probably got really big royalty checks because after you know what? You'd think after his death and scandal,
oh my god,
movies would have went. It's like his
skyrocketed.
Like we all hate Joss Whedon, but I bet you anything, people watch Justice League and then watch Zack Snyder's Justice League, and Joss gets a cut of that.
Oh, I am glad I have not watched the original Justice League since I saw it in theaters.
Fair.
Speaking of sleazy dudes, love our introduction to Nicole. Well, I guess that's not her introduction. We get an introduction when she's at the meeting.
Yes.
I just love the big dick Veronica's boner for her. I'm glad
they do something with him this season. Do we get some big dick, little dick closure? Of course not, because it's a Rob Thomas show. But
it happened like 6 years ago off screen. Yeah. Get over it, Travis. I just loved how much Veronica is like enamored with Nicole, because then it's just not gonna end well. Like, I'm really upset by that, and we'll get there when we get to the episode, but I just wish this would have been handled differently.
Yeah. Do we ever learn why Nicole's in Neptune? Because that's also something I'm always curious about.
She owns the bar?
Like, how did she get to Neptune?
Oh, okay, because we're going to give a female character, a black female character, any sort of backstory. Like a throwaway line. Okay.
Because, like, it's not even like...
Something about her baby daddy, I'm sure, is something Rob Thomas would have written. Because it's not even like they can just
add in, like, she's been here the whole time, because she clearly has an accent, so that doesn't work.
Oh my god, we just get a whole bunch of cuts of Neptune High and her just in the background carrying, like, a tray. Like, hey, guys...
Do you know Jackie Cook?
Can someone point me to Wallace Fennell? I'm supposed to date him. I don't know where he is. I'm surprised Nicole honestly isn't Wallace's wife. If we're being just...
I'm glad. Because I like that Wallace has a sweet wife who we learn very little about. Because they're... But okay. I will say this.
They have a happy family.
A lot of people were very angry about the whole, like, Veronica and Wallace are not super close anymore. Once your friends start having kids and you don't have kids, that friend, like, it's what happens. I'm sorry. You rarely see those people anymore.
Also, we're reintroduced to Wallace right after Veronica finds out about the bombing. So, like, her attention is elsewhere, obviously. Like, throughout the whole dinner, she's, like, just itching to, like, sink her teeth into this case. And she can't because she has to have game night. Yeah. And, like, Veronica just wants to solve a case. She just wants to figure out who's trying to murder people.
I will say that
people want to play Cards Against Humanity.
Of course, Veronica bought Wallace's child tracksuits. I love it. It fits on brand with Veronica.
Multiple tracksuits.
Veronica's low-key racism there. It works perfectly.
Oh my god.
I mean, when my friends had a baby...
No. Have you seen babies in tracksuits? It is quite possibly the cutest thing.
My friends, when they had a kid, we bought them at a matching, like, Adidas. It's a tracksuit with a little Adidas shoes to go with it.
Babies in tracksuits? Like, they can't run. Why do they need a tracksuit? Why do they think this is just cute?
We couldn't find a pink one for her. My only regret is we wanted to get a pink one, but we got a little black one. It was great.
Oh, I love little tracksuits. They're so cute. So speaking of, like, being older watching this, I really want
2 years
Keith's,
ago when we were younger watching this.
Yes, actually, honestly, my pill collection has tripled, and I would love Keith's pill container because that shit would set my life straight. I need to find one like that. So yeah, since I have grown up from 2 years ago, Travis, and I've upped my dosage, okay?
There.
But we get Corny being an asshole, which I don't even know if he's supposed to be corny because we don't get
I don't
anything.
think that's corny. I don't want to say that's corny.
It isn't. Corny is off being a stoner in either Washington, Denver, who else has legalized weed? I guess California has now, but like...
Because I can't imagine Corny being a physical therapist.
No.
Also, because he was wearing the sunglasses, it just felt like they were trying to cover it up.
Yeah, they wanted him, but then like, well, we can't really fit Corny in here. But they could have. They could have. So, Keith's a little continuity error that Keith mentions his car accident was in 2013, but it was in 2016 because it was the 10-year high school reunion. So just bringing that up, just a little, I mean, technically, if we weren't doing the time jump, yeah, it would have happened in 2013, but someone decided to do it a 10-year school reunion, so it had to have been 2016, meaning it was 3 years ago. Which I think that would have been better. Like, he's just now, like, feeling these long-term ramifications, like, 3 years later of the car accident. Like, that would still make sense. It doesn't need to be 7 years ago or whatever. Okay, so I don't dislike the Mexico storyline. I enjoy the characters.
I don't
care
for it.
I feel like I've just seen this story on another show.
On multiple other shows.
Like, it just feels so rehashed. Like, I don't... It feels like Breaking Bad Light.
Oh my god, I was just gonna say, it feels very like AMC. Like, it feels like something... Yeah.
Yes!
Yeah.
And... I don't know.
It's like,
feels like Rob wanted something else shoved into here, and
it's 6 years behind is the problem,
right? Like, is he gonna? I'm surprised none of them are like trying to sell meth to someone because like it's
and also like
just
whatever this like we already have a. It's not even like trying to add a diversity element because first of all, it just adds like a negative diversity element, but we also have a great group of Latino characters going to be introduced coming up. So it's like, we don't need that. And it would have given us more time to spend on anyone else.
Like, I get how they're like, it ends up tying together or whatever, but
the slow burn
it's
doesn't
one
work.
of those. It's not even a slow burn because it's just like a glacial pace burn because it's meant to take up the entirety of those episodes. And so it's purposely just being drawn out for that because he wants to tell a separate, I don't even know what type, cartel story.
Yeah, it feels like
going
he had this cartel idea, and then he's like, well, Veronica Mars, I guess it'll work in this season, but it doesn't.
It could if it was like the focus, but it isn't, and it's like a side. Like, and it sucks because like the characters, I end up liking them a lot, but they don't do anything. It's like this weird Pulp Fiction thing that he's like Pulp Fiction Mexican cartel thing he's trying to do.
It's exactly what it is. Yeah,
and I'm like, it just feels so tired. It's so boring. Like, there's no extra element to it that elevates it to something new or something that's kind of his own.
Yes.
It's taking bits from other things he's seen and liked and like shoving it into a show. Because like the bomb storyline is its own and it would work on its own throughout the season. He could have crafted without needing the Mexican cartel. And I don't know.
Because I feel like the big dick stuff could have gone in a different route. Or if you wanted to bring in that kind of element, we could have brought it up later. It did not need to be like a season-long arc.
But only 8 episodes. But
that only means there's like more time wasted. It's not like this was 22 episodes and they had filler to kill, okay?
Fair. I do love stepping away from that. That Wallace is an 09er. Like, he deserves that, yes. And I am so happy for him that he ended up getting like wealthy.
I mean, I don't know how as a teacher, but whatever.
I think his wife is the breadwinner in this situation. Like, 'cause I think she's
never know.
Not a doctor, but I'm pretty sure they mention it.
I like the Alicia shout out about how she is a helicopter grandmother,
overbearing grandmother. Yes,
because
she would be.
We still don't know where Wallace's brother is, but she's so concerned about this grandkid. She was an absentee mother, but she's going to make it up as a grandmother.
I'm glad you're so concerned about this. Like, you're concerned about your grandchild, but what happened to your other son all those years, 15 years ago, Alicia?
I know.
Where is he? Cliff! Let's get into Cliff.
Yeah.
Cliff and his strutting through the hospital.
I totally
that was like the perfect reintroduction.
You know, he has one of those like daytime lawyer ads, like that play during Judge Judy, and that's what I love about it.
Well, and you know how like we got the Mars investigation commercials for this,
right?
Like the little,
I forgot about that.
Those were so fun. I wish we would have gotten a Cliff as a lawyer one as well, because that would have just
give me
been
a Cliff one and give me a Vinny
notch
one.
Honestly, let's get our Veronica Mars first commercials going.
Yes.
Where's that franchise? I loved, oh my god, one of my favorite lines is Cliff when he's going through the hospital or whatever, and he gets into one of the rooms. He's like, Vanessa, enough with the keto diet. Real women have curves. And it's just the way he says curves. It kills me every Woundix. I needed to hear him say it again.
Yes.
He's just, I love that man. I love him so much.
So I guess we should
and
talk
it's
about
there
the
that we
explosion.
learn.
I guess we kind of
I was going to say, yeah. Well, I didn't really write any notes for it. The fucking hotel explodes. Maddie's there.
So we're introduced like Patton Oswalt and Maddie and all these like high. Are they college? I guess they're college kids. Or yes, they're college kids.
Yeah.
But it's funny because these actually look like college kids. Because Veronica Mars, when they're in college, they're all like 25, 30. So they didn't actually look like college kids.
Well, and they actually don't have to, like, use them again, so they can just, like, get college kids to work for the day.
Yes.
I did like the D&D group. I know it's, like, overplayed or whatever, and that, but I don't know. It was fun. It was charming. The, like, redheaded kid with the, like, pseudo mullet, loved that.
Yes. I agree. It was a little on the nose, and I still don't understand why you'd pay for a spring break just to do that, but that's just me.
Oh my god. One of my favorite Gilmore Girls episodes, because of course I'm going to bring it back to that, is girls in bikinis and boys doing the twist.
I mean, I do like
where they
that
go
episode, I like the two girls that come
the shins.
Louise, is it Louise?
Madeline and Louise.
I love those two.
Yes,
I don't know why they never
queens.
got a spin-off, but those are my two favorites.
They should have. That's one of my favorite episodes, but like Rory and Paris like go on spring break to watch The Secret of Myth, something like that. I can't remember the movie right now. But yeah, so some people do that, Travis. Nerds do that.
I just think
happens.
it's a waste of money. But I guess if money is not a problem, then it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Let's just say my notes get real light from here on out.
Mine too. I did love Keith, like, well, I guess when Veronica initially tells Keith about, like, the proposal, and he's just like, that asshole. And then he brings it back up again when they're, like, outside of the crime scene or whatever, and he, like, brings it up to her as, like, a little bit of a dig, and I like the grown-up relationship they have, where, like, he teases her about, like, adult shit, like, oh, your boyfriend's so nice to you and proposing and doing all this shit.
That.
What a horrible life you lead, Veronica.
I do like that that Keith is somehow, like, he's come around to Logan because he's kind of realized he's not.
Well, he saved his life.
Huh?
He saved his life. Like,
that's right.
He's got
even Wallace seems
he's
to like
forever
Logan.
in debt.
Everyone's kind of on Team Logan now.
Well, because they know in the relationship, Logan's the better,
the good influence.
Yes, they were just like sitting there scratching their heads, like, how the fuck did
Have you
this
ever had
happen?
friends? Have you ever had a friend who's in a really toxic relationship? I feel like this is them. They're like, we have a friend who's in a really toxic relationship, and it's our friend who's the toxic part of this relationship.
It's exactly that. What do you do when your friend is the toxic part of the toxic relationship?
Like, how do you save that other person?
Okay, this needs to be some sort of movie. Hold on, let me write down this. I would watch the fuck out of that movie.
Starring Kristen Ritter.
Because, like, as the shitty friend, obviously.
Obviously.
So, okay. I understand that you hate Maddie. I get it. She's forced into there.
She is.
However, I think it's also the perfect way to entice Veronica on a more emotional level. Even though I can't remember how well that even pays off. But I think the whole I see myself in you type of thing is the best course for Veronica, because otherwise it would have to be someone like she actually cares about.
But here's
and we're
my
running
problem
a short
with
supply
that.
of those
Here's my
people.
counter argument to that. Okay. I don't feel like every major mystery Veronica needs a personal connection to. I think it's okay for Veronica to just take on cases as a PI and, like, not have to emotionally put herself into it for it to connect as a major storyline. And I think that's kind of where I don't like Maddie, because it feels Maddie's a plot device and not a character. She's very much like how Parker was a plot device and not a character. And characters who are created as plot devices first rarely are liked.
Well, my retittle to your rebuttal is they are not mystery writers, so they can't rely on a good mystery to keep it hooked. So they got to try to go with the emotional.
Here's my slap
baggage
back
part
to
of
that. They've gone. Veronica Mars is now on its 4th season. This is like season 4. They can bring in a new writer's room. Rob Thomas can find one fucking person
sir,
who knows how to write a mystery.
This is season 1.
Someone.
No, he can't because he thinks he can. He thinks that he can, so he won't.
Fair.
Even though he has season 3 to look back at and be like, wow, maybe
he even has season 2.
I can't.
To be fair, the only season mystery that really worked was season 1.
I would fight you on season 2 mystery worked. It just didn't have the emotional resonance that you said Veronica doesn't need.
I disagree. I think the problem with the season 2 mystery is it turning out to be Beaver felt more like a gotcha than like actually setting it up. It didn't really feel like you could play along. Whereas Aaron, you could kind of play along.
That's fair, but I also think that it was a good gotcha, and the only time they've done it well.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Fair. I'll give you.
Like, no offense. Like, I think it was better than like any of the season 3 gotchas.
Well, none of the season 3 gotchas mattered because like we didn't like you didn't care about any of those characters. You cared about Beaver. You were surprised. It only really worked because you cared about Beaver and Mac, and that's where it really. I don't think if they're
that is
like. I think that's.
I hate you because that's right.
If they were not in a relationship, I don't think the Beaver gotcha would have been as like. What?
I wouldn't have cared. I would not have cared.
Know. And it's funny. Anyway, let's get back to season 4. Like, let's talk about better times. So they set up the whole is it like the Middle Eastern family, like the rich family, like that mystery, which again I don't care for because he's the politic.
Yeah, I don't.
He's politician, right?
Yeah, he's a politician, and yeah, it's a lot already. We have,
oh my God,
and I get it. They're wanting to throw a bunch there, and it's only 8 episodes. But like, we have this storyline. Why do we need the Mexican cartel storyline? Like, you know, like it's. I don't know. I don't want to keep harping on the like cartel storyline, but it feels so straight manish, and it's. Ugh. I am over straight men right now.
I will say though, what's
honestly
really funny about like this episode and the Hulu episodes in general. So like the original run of Veronica Mars had maybe about like 5-6 guest stars tops. This one has like 30 guest stars in this episode. It's crazy how many characters are in this. Because like Veronica Mars always, I think that's also what throws me off. Because Veronica Mars always felt very small because it was network television. But like, I feel like expanding and being like high def and so many characters, I'm like, I don't like this. Go back to your, go back to standard.
It's too new. There's too many.
Go back to your.
I don't like change. I don't
like a widescreen. Go back to film. Go back to film.
Fucking shut up, Snyder Cut. Shut up, Snyder Cut. I need you to calm down. To it, oh my God!
I had to say, part of you
ensure the integrity of Veronica Mars. We have shot season 4 in 4:3 to ensure Rob Thomas's vision.
And it was shot in black and white.
Fuck off! I would literally have burnt this podcast to the ground if that would have been the. I am sorry. I understand that you can love it, you can want it. I cannot think of a more pretentious thing than releasing a 4-hour version of your movie in 4:3 as well as black and white. You gotta pick one. Pick one.
You say that, but I plan on watching the black and white cut of Justice League.
I've seen the Snyder Cut twice already, so I don't even the fuck ever. Who am I to talk?
You know what? Zack Snyder said he doesn't see color, so...
Joss Whedon definitely does made sure there was none of it in that movie.
He's like, let me cut some out and like let's get some more white up in here.
He was like, do we have to include the parts of Cyborg that are human? Do we have to show that?
Can he always be...
It's just a little too...
in the Iron Man mask?
So I was thinking, a little fun take on Cyborg. What if he was fully Cyborg and, like, his feet weren't? What if we just left that?
How about...
Like, that was at one point.
We take Cyborg and put him into a white body. Like, that's never been done before, right?
So, do you remember in X-Men... when they put Betsy into that Japanese woman's body, Kanan? Yeah, so I want to reverse that and put a...
It works so well for
in a white person's body.
I think we should copy that.
So I was talking to Scarlett Johansson the other day, and...
she wants to be Cyborg.
She was setting up her koi pond in the back, and... she definitely said she could play a black man in a cyborg's body. So we're going to go this route. More,
it's about the
this
best,
is what a feminist looks like.
It's not about the race of the actor. It's the best actor for the role.
The fact that he cut out the atom. The fucking atom.
Like, an actor, first of all, like, I'm very intrigued where they're going with that. Because I like the Atom as a character.
He was fun. The actor was fun in the role, and I wanted more.
He was just like a happy character. Because not everyone was like, he was like a levity character, and it worked out.
It would have, like, felt, like, I don't know what it would have been, but I feel like it would have given, like, really big Shazam vibes, in a way, like, that tone.
Well, I understand why he cut out Iris,
universe.
Because I assume Joss is against interracial couples, so... Okay, let's get back to Veronica Mars. Even though I'd love to do a podcast episode about the Snyder Cut, I would love
if I could just spend an hour ripping into Joss Whedon's version of Justice League, I would. I would.
Maybe we will. Maybe we will.
Anyway.
Maybe we will. Let us know.
We don't know.
Let us know.
But that's all I have for this episode of Veronica Mars.
I don't think it's a great start to the season. I think what helps
it's a good
4 is it was designed as a bit like as binge like a binge model TV show, and those rarely work as standalone episodes. It's like a lot of Netflix shows. If you try to watch, I'm trying to rewatch Sabrina before I watch the last season. Watching those as one alone episodes does not work. Let me tell you that.
Wait, have you not watched the last season yet?
No.
Oh my god. Okay. I mean, I'm not even going to get into it, but
I want to watch it because, like, I love Sabrina's dad in that is like, and I want him to hook up with Nicholas Scratch. That's Endgame to me, is Nicholas Scratch and the devil.
Honestly, up until the finale, the last season was great. I'll just leave it at that.
I mean, I'm getting to it. I want to rewatch the first 3 seasons because I do like Sabrina. It just does not work as an episode to episode.
No, it's great. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be really interesting because the only time I've watched this is literally as a binge. Like, so it's going to be interesting to go like week to week on it.
Yeah.
Because also, like, since I binged it, I don't know where anything like.
Oh, me neither.
Like how it plots out.
For some reason, the only thing I really remember from the season, like visually, is from the trailer when they're all in like, she's with Wallace and Wallace's wife, and they're in like stands, and the bomb goes off, I think on the beach, and she turns over to it. That's like the only scene I remember, and I thought that's how this episode ended. So that's not how it happens.
So that's funny that you say that. On Hulu, whenever you play a show, it has like a little like clip for it with like some of the like a music, like a chime or something that goes with it, and the Veronica Mars one is her turning her head in the stands. So every time, even if you would watch season 1, 2, 3, that shows.
On IMDb, when you go to the main Veronica Mars page, that's the trailer image is her looking at the bomb. So that's kind of like what's ingrained in my head for season 4. I know that happens later, but I, for some reason, thought episode 1 ended with that.
It's season 4's I've Got a Secret. A good one. Do you have anything else before we get into segments?
No, I'm excited to rewatch the season. I honestly wanted to I will say I wanted to continue watching to episode 2. Like, I was hooked to watch episode 2. I just had to stop myself because I'm really bad at, like, distinguishing when things end and not to talk about the next thing.
Which is why we split the movie. We stopped watching the first half of the movie and didn't watch the second half. That's why we
talk so much about the first half and the second half, so whatever.
I thought it was a really, really strong first quarter of the episode. Yeah. And then it kind of slowly dipped and then found its way back at the end. But I think it's trying to set up so much and that it suffers.
I will say Kristen Bell and Enrico and Jason, all like perfect. All back. Chemistry is great. Keith and Veronica, it was like they didn't miss a day.
Oh, when Logan twirls her in the house when they first come back in.
When Logan like
melts.
Pounds her to town. Yeah, it melts my heart too.
Oh god, yes. They couldn't even get into the bedroom.
The one thing I will say though, if I was Veronica, like I know she hasn't seen Logan for a while and like he's beautiful. I just want to be like, can you just take a quick shower? You're just like the gross ocean. Just take a quick shower, please.
Oh my god. Can you just like rinse?
Just get some of that. I'm not into the sandy balls. Just like rinse it a little bit.
So actually, it'd be like salty.
Yeah, no, that doesn't sound pleasant.
Well, never mind. We're not going to get into the taste of balls.
That's for our future podcast. Okay, let's segment it up.
As kind of a side project, I dispense fashion advice.
Fashion! In this segment, we like to talk about the fashion of the episode, what we liked, what we didn't like, and what was just kind of worn there. I have a couple things, actually.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, Logan's blue trunks, of course, from the front. From the front. Because love the man, he is a gentle giant, but Jason Dohring has not been doing his squats.
For the longest time, my Skype background when Joe and I would chat would just be Logan coming out of the water, and Joe fucking hated it. Because then I changed it to like the Broke Straight Boys for a while, and then changed back to Logan.
No, what it wasn't like just a picture. It was your background, like the green screened behind you. So while we're video chatting, I just see you in front of either Broke Straight Boys or Jason Dohring coming out of the ocean. And
I will say, though, I am very glad I remembered it as my background before our family Christmas.
You're an idiot. I loved Veronica's black and white striped shirt at the beginning.
Yes.
I thought it looked so good.
Great. Her leather jacket, her OG bag.
It felt like an updated version of her college wardrobe.
Yes.
Like, they did a really good job dressing Veronica. Like, to what Veronica would be wearing.
I'm not sold on the hairstyle, though, to be honest. It's a little too much forehead for Kristen Bell. But
you're such a dick.
What?
I loved everything Eliza Coupe wore.
Oh, like her bikini.
Oh my god, yes. And then she wore like a shawl thing over it. Yeah.
Kimono?
She was perfect.
I loved her hair. Her hair was on point.
It was. Gosh, she is so gorgeous. Oh.
I know. And I like how tall she is compared to Kristen Bell. It was great. It was like a nice little like juxtaposition.
This is a tiny blonde and I'm a big blonde.
Also, I love when like she's like, Veronica's like, oh, it's just a battery. And she's like, can you change that? That's not like
my thing.
But it's also like, but you could just reach up. Veronica's going to have to climb on something. You could just easily just like lift your hands.
So what else? What else did you like?
Pretty much anything Logan wore this episode, I was all for.
Oh my god, his pajama bottoms. super hot.
Yeah, the bottoms. It was the bottoms that everyone was really into.
Yeah. I get it. Those abs are right there, but like a gray sweatpant. If they could have just,
True.
If they could have just let him like Justin Theroux it and let him freeball
I
that
will
shit.
say though, it is nice. I picture because this Logan wears boxer briefs, not boxers, and I appreciate that.
But I'm hoping he just wears nothing right in those. Like, why wear underwear while you're wearing those sweats? It's just a waste of time and laundry.
I don't think he wears underwear at all. So it is it's the Navy after all, and whatever he's in. Yeah.
Oof, oof, oof. I also really loved Nicole's brown leather jacket that she has at the meeting. She looks good in that. But Kirby is just a beautiful woman.
I will say, like, I really like the actress, but it was so jarring because her and Kristen Bell were also on
The Good Place.
The Good Place at the exact same time. So it was very jarring.
Because they're different characters as well. Like,
well, I mean, yes, they're very,
characters.
very different characters.
And then the last thing I really loved was Wallace's purple polo, because it is so nice to see Wallace in some stuff showing off his assets.
He's finally in some fitted outfits. Yeah, it's nice.
Looks so good. And a purple polo? Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you. Okay, so next segment.
These are the jokes.
It's time for our favorite quote of the episode. What was your favorite quote, my friend?
You're gonna hate me.
Of course I am.
So it's from Carson.
Okay.
And my favorite quote is when they're watching her ex-husband and he's like about to do it with like the child. She calls him child bride. And just the way she says, oh my God, they're going to do it on the Himalayan gold. I died. Just the way like that was her main concern. And then just Veronica's like rolled her eyes. It killed me. I loved it. Loved it.
Okay. I mean, it was funny. I agree. I am not even going to fight you on it. Like that was everything that they had together was gold. So
I also really enjoyed when Keith's like, if you think I'm emasculated, like if you think me being worried about being emasculated by my like teenage daughter, I would have killed myself long ago.
Yeah. Okay, actually, so I'll just put in that whole quote because I like the first part of that quote too.
Okay.
What exactly did you do for that lady?
Feminist stuff. We got mad. We got even. Some scissoring.
All right. How'd you make this much?
Celebrate with me. How I made that is between me and my maker.
I'm your maker.
You're really not making my office drop by everything I was envisioning.
And what were you envisioning?
Well, a balloon drop, for starters. Maybe an Atta girl? Oh, no. Feeling emasculated, is that it?
Honey?
Yeah.
If feeling emasculated by my daughter was going to dampen my spirits, you would have found me out in the garage a long time ago. Cheap trick in the tape deck, tube in the tailpipe.
What's a tape deck?
I hate you.
Like, just like, you're here, I am your maker, and that you're not making my office drop
Like,
by.
that being their first scene, I'm like, fuck, I miss these two so much.
It was so perfect, and I don't care. I love Veronica talking about scissoring with her dad. I don't care.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I like to think of it as a...
Also, Veronica would never do that, so it's a lot easier.
I like to believe it's because they're both South Park fans, and scissoring's kind of a big thing.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Let's go to our next.
I'm not wrong.
Go Pirates!
MVP, our most valuable pirate. We are far gone from high school at this point, but I don't care. It's the theme of the show. Who do you feel did the best of the episode? Who are you giving the MVP to?
I'm gonna give it to Logan.
I'm also giving it to Logan.
Good.
My one gripe is he should know to not propose to Veronica without some sort of therapy being had. Like, if anything, it kind of shows how much he doesn't know her. Like, it's kind of, I don't know, odd that he would
I also think like Logan is so grown
and a hopeless romantic.
And a hopeless romantic. And also like
maybe she'll change for me.
Well, he grew up around shitty marriages, but I still think marriage is really important to him. Not even marriage, but just like this commitment to one each other.
The union.
Because I don't think the union, because it's not like he wants this big wedding or whatever. He just wants this like
official with Veronica forever. Yeah, he feels like if he's married to Veronica, she can't like run off, type of thing. Like she won't randomly leave me, and I'm sure that's always like in the back of his head. Like, is she always gonna be here? All right, well that was easy.
Pirate points are earned by being a contributing member of the school.
Pirate points. By the time we get to this part of the episode, we figure you know how we felt about it, whether we liked it, we hated it, or fell somewhere in the middle. So instead of giving it an arbitrary numerical or letter grade, we like to say how many pirate points we feel the episode hath earned. How many hath it earned for you?
I'm giving this episode enough pirate points to blow up a main character at the end of the season.
Sir, we're not even there yet. We're not even there yet. You can't... Fine. I mean, you can, but you can't. But you can't.
Oh. Spoiler alert.
Wait. So does that mean you liked? I don't even know where that falls in on the
That's
pirate
the thing.
scale.
I don't know where it falls. I don't know where it falls either. I'm very unsure about this episode.
I'm giving... I don't want to do that. Hold on.
After all these episodes, you're still trying to like figure it out. Stop.
Well, I have one. I just don't like the one I have now. It's gross.
And then you're trying to figure me out. Just stop.
Fuck. I'm an enigma. You'll never figure me out. I'm giving it enough pirate points to... I don't even know. I'm giving it enough pirate points to say fuck at least once in the episode, because I'm still annoyed. They should have at least... We should have like been granted like one fucking episode. I mean, I know we saw Veronica get fucked, but like we need to... I don't know. It would have been nice. So that brings us to the end of the episode. I am super excited to keep going on with this. It's weird going back in this, because it's not like we're going back like years. We're going, well, I guess years, because 2 years, but like we're not going back like 10 years. Like anything that like feels problematic is because it was only 2 years ago. So that'll be fun to dissect. So do you have any final thoughts?
I'm excited to do this.
Good. I'm glad. So we only have a couple episodes left. So
a part of me is hoping we finish season 4 and they announce the season 5. A part of me is hoping that.
Sir. I mean, yeah, it would be nice. I'm going to be honest. I would very much like be like, okay. I mean, as soon as I think I'm out, they pull me back in, etc., etc.
But it would give us so much. It would give us time to like rest from Veronica Mars for a while.
It'd give us time to prepare for the podcast, as if we ever do that. So, if you like what you heard today, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Ring that bell so you don't miss out wrong. Make sure to subscribe to the podcast. And tap that little 5-star, a little tap, and let us know whether or not you enjoyed the episode. If you'd like to follow us on social media, we are at veronicamarspod on both Twitter and Instagram, or you can find us through email, veronicamarspod@gmail.com. You can find me personally on Twitter at Ojo, that is OHJEAUX. I think that's how you spell it. I'm not sure. I'm tired. Where can they find you, Travis?
They can find me at Travis Truant. That's Travis, the TRUANT for Truant.
And with that, we will see you all. I got it. With that,
you tried to say Veronica Mars. We get it. Girl detectives are bitchier than regular detectives. Not into it.
Chino and the Man, and it also marks the return of the one, the only, the incomparable Diane Ruggiero, right? Looking forward to that.
I thought you were going to say Dick Casablancas, because I also think he's in that episode too.
They go hand in hand. You're not getting Diane episode without Dick. Okay. I don't even know how Madison
Dick
didn't
like there's
show.
no tomorrow.
Ooh,
yeah.
Ooh, Diane can deliver me all the dick she wants. I'll take it. So with that, hope you all have a great time. I love you. Goodbye.